is how everything you handled last year. There's a lot of things I want to ask you about this season, but I want to start off with this. How you handled yourself with everything in 2023 might be one of the more impressive acts of handling adversity as far as at this level that I've seen, because you came over in the trade. You were, expecting to be in the rotation, and then all of a sudden things change quickly. But can you just talk on that as far as with people dealing with it? Because I try to tell a lot of younger people that are dealing with adversity, things aren't always going to go your way. Can you just explain that it's okay to not be okay with it, but you can still go about your business the right way, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think I live by the motto, you can control what you can control. Everything outside of that is you just kind of deal with it. You're not going to get a certain scenario that's perfect. I think the scenario when I got traded from Philadelphia to Oakland might have been in that perfect scenario to really earn my time in the big leagues, to be able to be here in Baltimore. But just last year was such an interesting year, right? Like just going up and down, make 3 starts, not the way I wanted to start my career as an Oriole. And it's just the cards that I was dealt. I wasn't getting the job done. I understood that. And so I had an opportunity to go down and get better and make the adjustments that I needed to. And then, come up, and whenever I was given the ball, I tried to take advantage of the opportunity. I've not been the best starter in terms of starting the season off strong. I've always kind of needed a few games to kind of get rolling. And I kind of understood that about myself. So I wasn't in a rush. I wasn't in a panic, and I didn't allow things to kind of snowball like I've seen guys do in the past. So for myself, it was just, hey, just go get your job, go do your job, go execute, get back to what you do well, which is throwing strikes, not walking guys, limiting, big innings. And beyond that, just, working hard at having fun and being a good teammate as well.
Yeah. I mean, I love that you said that. And the only reason I bring that up is just because so many people, when things go wrong, they can go, you can spiral and you can go out of control, and then everything is just, you get clouded too. And for you, I get it, and the thing that I loved is you were like, I'm going to embrace it. If I got to come out of the pen, I'll do it. If I got to be a starter, I'll do it. And actually, I think that's kind of set you up well for this year, and kind of follow up with it before we go around the circle here with questions here. And bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
It was a sneeze, right?
That was a cough.
Okay. Same. Well, bless you anyway.
Good job.
Hey, you know what, Rocco? I like to bless people. Okay. All right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what? I'm people helping people. What I loved for you this year is I thought your mentality, and I know I loved you talking about in spring training. We saw that video that you did with Masson talking about how the ball was running, and we can talk about the specifics. But I got to tell you what, dude, I thought you have thrown the ball well even before you started to get going. You said you were a slow starter. That Kansas City Royals game was kind of a weird weather game. I thought you still pitched well. The Boston game, I thought was, man, like things didn't fall your way. Did you feel that confidence? Was there something, at least to start off though, this year that you felt like, hey, like things haven't gone my way, but I feel like I'm throwing the ball well? Because I thought you were doing so many good things right. And if I think that Boston game specifically, the no man's land fly ball that kind of drops in, some guy stuck their ass out on a pitch way out of the zone and gets a base hit the other way. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then, the umpires, they're going to miss some calls, but they missed a call that was pretty unfortunate, to say the least. Did that waver you at all, or did you feel the confidence that the ball was coming out of your hand, overall the way that you were hoping?
I think something that's new for me in terms of the way I think about kind of the way I'm going about my business this year is before that Boston start, I hired Brian Kane as my mental skills coach. And I had him Team USA and at Oregon a handful of times. So I have a good interaction with him before I started working with him this year. So 4 days before we got to Boston, I was already starting this process of working with a mental skills coach. And the number one thing that we started talking about is taking away the results and only focusing on the execution of every individual pitch. So as much as the Boston game irked me, it did, with the little,
It irked me
just,
too.
It
Just makes you feel better.
It really kind of set up a good line of success of like, okay, well, it doesn't actually bother me because results wise, in terms of my execution grid the day after, I executed 70% of the pitches I threw, which is really good. So those are the things that I'm starting to see. Like this last start I had, I actually executed worse than my last 3-4 starts. And that's just results, black, white. Did I throw the pitch where I wanted to? Yes or no? And this is the day after. And it's pretty interesting and pretty cool to see how consistent you can be over a period of time. And it really keeps you locked in. And I know a handful of other guys use him, and he's been really good for me in terms of my success. And that's kind of how I look at it, is from an execution standpoint. Did I do my job well enough? Yes or no? And that 70% mark is what we're looking for, every time we go out there.
I love that, by the way. And I love that you are valuing the mental side, because I tell people at a certain point, a lot of guys are talented and you understand what you are capable of doing, but then are you able to put yourself in the right frame of mind to go out there and have success? And having that frame of mind can make the world of difference. And Rock, I kind of think it goes into your next question with, you talked about being a slow starter, Cole, but I'll tell you what, I think what you're doing right now is pretty damn good. What do you think, Rock?
Yeah, Cole, it's no secret. I mean, you're on a tear right now, man. It's for the first time in your career, you've gone 6+ scoreless in 3 straight starts. And I did some deep diving just on the game logs, and you hadn't done that in back-to-back starts in your career. Don't take that the wrong way, man. But
no, don't say that out loud.
I'm just saying. It's
oh, great, Rocco.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
This is what I get from Rip, Cole. I can never ask a question and just have peace when I do it. So, I mean, it's fantastic, and this fan base is absolutely loving it. I mean, every time you take the mound, they're really liking what you're putting out there. To you talked about the 70% factor. You talked about, the confidence and whatnot. What's been clicking for you this season, the last 3 starts especially, and is this the best you felt on the mound in your career right now?
What's funny is I still don't feel like I have my best stuff, because, I mean, I came into spring throwing harder, doing all these things, and then I obviously started working with mental skills, and now I'm like, time out. That stuff doesn't matter as much. So, like, I'm still finding this, like, middle ground with, okay, where can I be, and where's my stuff play at best? I still think my slider has a little bit more velo tick in it. It's showing up as a curveball because of the velocity metrics. But if you look at all my stuff, my velocities are playing a little bit more down right now, but I'm executing more pitches. There's so much kind of going into these thought processes and things. Do I feel locked in? Yeah, most certainly. But I think that has a lot to do with my mental preparedness every single day. Just journaling, doing the small things, making sure I'm doing the same thing every day. It starts with making my bed, like making sure I'm just doing that. It's those small things that really start to compound and really make you consistent, not only as like a ball player on the field, but just every day, just make you feel good and confident.
People are roasting me in the comments because I brought that up, and now
rightfully so.
I'm getting claimed now if something, whatever. It is what it is.
You will be held accountable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rocco, there's certain things
thought it was
in
cool.
baseball. When a guy's like, you ever heard with a no hitter, when a guy's throwing someone, you don't go,
what's
hey,
that?
Man, you have, yeah.
Exactly. Obviously with a no hitter, but he's killing it right now. I just wanted to give him props.
They did the same thing to me, Rocco, a couple of weeks ago when we had Heston on, and I asked him about what he's changed up, and Ryan's like, "Don't say that, don't do that, don't do that."
I was pissed, Cole. I'll be honest, because Kevin's like, "Are you feeling different with your leg kick or whatever?"
Heston is okay.
Well, then Heston went 0 for his next like 8, Kevin. And
Is
then,
that
yeah,
actually
he's
no?
okay.
Is that actually true? Is that actually true?
He struck
Probably.
out to end the game and went 0 for 4 that game after he was on a bender.
Well,
I'm not saying we're superstitious.
I've never heard of a no hitter before.
Kev,
So there you
Cole,
go.
Cole knows, man. Cole knows. He gets it.